Hey, it's Jack.Lion again, here today with another Synth League tutorial video. In this video today, I'm going to be explaining to you guys how to create a live set and a little bit on how to perform with it. So first off, you want to upload your stems, or import your stems rather, into the project, which I've already done. I've also taken the liberty to set the master BPM to the BPM of the track, which I know is 75. I've gone ahead and labeled the parts so that way I'm not lost when I'm going ahead and editing the audio. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. What I'm going to do is chop off all the silences from like these big parts, like we don't need any of that. There's a marker here and there's a bunch of silence, so I'll cut that. So now I'll cut all the silence that I really want to for the vocal. I'm going to keep these tails and stuff like that just because we're going to create loops and we want them to be even in length. So outro, there's none of that there. Here on the sub. In fact, the sub is just playing on the drops. So I'm going to get rid of these clips anywhere where there's no sub. There's pretty much something going on here throughout all these parts. There's a break right here. So yeah, there. Gone ahead and gotten rid of the parts with nothing playing in them. So the next step would be to start cutting these clips. So we're going to cut everything at each marker that we've set. I'm just going to go ahead and do that to everything. Okay, so for this next part, we're going to consolidate these clips. So now that they're all chopped into individual pieces, we consolidate them just to get rid of all this extra that's going to be tagged at the end of them, because technically it still has information from the entire stem. So I'm going to go ahead and consolidate all of those real quick. Okay, now I've gone ahead and consolidated all of the clips, so each of them stands as their own. And what you should do now is you should go ahead and label all these. Um, I'll just do that really quick and show you how I do it. You don't really have to do it, but it helps when you're setting things up and you're looking at it on the fly and you're performing. So here I go. All right. So once we have them all set up, labeled, consolidated, the reason that I name them after I consolidate them is because if I consolidate them after I name them, it's gonna tag it with like a date and it's just gonna be more clutter. So now what I'm gonna do is set these all the clips to repitch. You can do that by highlighting them all and then clicking on any clip while holding shift, of course, and select repitch with the warp mode function. Another important thing is to loop everything, except I tend to leave the outro sections unlooped, so that way when I trigger the outro, it actually stops the song. But there, again, are different workflows as well for this thing. So the way I set up my live sets may be different from the way you set up yours and different from the way someone else sets up theirs. So the last step for this would be to select them all, copy with Command C, switch to session view, and then paste. And there you go. From here, you can start DJing. So I believe, yeah, you can select this drop down right here, and this is basically whenever you trigger a section or another clip, this is like from how far away it'll anticipate it. So if I select like one bar and then I select the next clip within the last measure, then it'll start it in sync with the timing of the song. So basically it'll finish that measure and then trigger the clip. Whereas if I just set it on like a 16th note, it would just play for a 16th note and then transition into the next clip, which might not be rhythmically correct or that smooth. Anyway, this is just a brief look at how I set up my live sets. If you have any questions about this or need help, feel free to try and reach out to me. This is Jack.Lion again with Synth League, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Bye.